All right, at this hour, we are awaiting Donald Trump's arrival. The president will be back at Joint Base Andrews. We're going to take you there when it happens. First, joining us now with reaction to our exclusive interview with President Trump, Elon Musk, nominee for U.S. Ambassador to Israel. I can't think of a better choice. Former Governor Mike Huckabee and former White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus, who himself just got appointed to a position. Good to see you both. Governor, let me start with you. And why is this? Why are they hating this guy for discovering and exposing, I think, one of the greatest, most corrupt scandals in D.C. history?
Sean, let me first of all say that of all the interviews you've done, other than the ones you've done with me, this is the best interview I've ever seen on your show. Absolutely fantastic.
What about your daughter? She counts.
Well, she's good, but she's nowhere near what you did with Elon Musk and President Trump. And I'm going to tell you why. Yeah. Because you let the American public see these two incredible human beings who love this country, who have nothing to gain by what they're doing and everything to lose, and yet they're doing some things that will save this country. Not just save it some money, that will save this country. And one of the things that I realized in watching the interview was that you come to understand why these guys are so compatible. First of all, you have Elon Musk. I consider him, with bringing in all those young geniuses, this is revenge of the nerds. He has brought together all these people who have taken on the big fraternity and have destroyed them, and they can't stand it. But here's the thing about both these guys. They're both politically agnostic. People try to say, is he conservative? Is he liberal? And people have said that about Donald Trump. I keep telling people, forget trying to put Donald Trump on the horizontal spectrum of left or right. He is a pragmatist. So is Elon Musk. And here's what that means. When Donald Trump is faced with an issue, he has two things he cares about. One, does it work? And number two, will it make things better? That's exactly what Elon Musk looks at. Will it work? And will it make things better? You put the two of them together and you have magic going on. And your interview helped reveal why these guys are the best hope we have to get this country back on track.
And he's done so much good, Reince. I mean, even we're doing our little Doge accomplishments to date, and they think this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's going to be well over $1 trillion. By the way, that's Joint Base Andrews. President Trump is arriving. And what's amazing to me, when he said that we have no option, we've got to save this country because we're also saving the world. The world will never be the same without a strong America. I couldn't agree more. And yet, the vitriol. I would think that kind of spending that I was scrolling earlier and that we scrolled during the interview, I would think that this is something left, right, center that everyone would agree on, but no. The left has dug in. They want more of this reckless spending abroad, the hundreds of billions.
Well, you know, what I took from the interview was it sounded like a real battle for control. You know, Elon Musk said there's an antibody reaction to everything we're doing. And the president brought it up. He said, you know, why are people so upset about this? I mean, and here's the reality. Ronald Reagan, it reminded me a lot about the battles that Ronald Reagan had and all the funny things he said about the size of government. And one of the things he said about this fight for control is that either you are going to control the government or the government's going to control you. The good news for Donald Trump, though, is that, and he talked about it in an interview too, is that the Democrats found themselves on the wrong side of normal. And so the American people know that. And so here he's got this amazing opportunity. He's got a wide open receiver in the middle of the field. And we've got an opportunity supported by the American people to cut the size of government. And this is really what I took from it, that this battle exists, and Donald Trump is allowing Elon Musk, this super smart guy with all his engineers, to get in there and to have this battle to see who will win for the American people. And look, when you're $36 trillion in debt, I think it's a pretty easy case to make that cutting the size of government is the first step, and that's the step that they're taking, and I just thought it was brilliant.
You know, what has happened to the party where Bill Clinton, Al Gore, going back to Reagan and the Grace Commission, you can take it back decades, Governor Huckabee, we lived this. and Barack Obama, they all use the same words. A lot of Republicans elected, they say they want limited government, greater freedom, cutting waste, fraud, abuse, getting rid of corruption, but nobody ever did it. Now this is what could be so transformational. And this can make this the most consequential presidency. He wants peace in Europe. He wants peace in the Middle East. Doesn't want anyone else to die. I want all of that, too. Does that make me a horrible person?
Well, you're a horrible person, but not because of that. It's other things that make you that. But that aside, Sean, Mark Twain once said, everybody talks about the weather, but nobody does anything about it. Everybody talks about government spending. But for the first time in our entire history, President Trump is actually doing something about it. It's like he's changing the weather. And the reason that the Democrats are going berserk and they're going out and singing these dumb songs and screaming and using profanity into microphones and making fools of themselves is very simple. There's an old saying that when you turn on the lights, it's the rats and roaches that start to run. Oh. And that's what we're seeing.
Reince, before we go, do you want to call me a horrible person, too, like Governor Huckabee? It's okay. I've been called worse.
I don't think you're a horrible person, but, as Reagan said, the status quo, yeah, that's the mess we're in. And these guys are breaking that status quo.
All right. We appreciate both of you, even if I'm horrible. Thank you. I'm used to it. It's only been like 30 some odd years. I love you back.